welcome back to in continuation with the main features of New Economic Policy 1991, and the watchwords were liberalization, privatization and globalization. And in this we finished with I think in the last 4-5 classes we've been doing liberalization, and in this we are going to tell you about privatization, the P, privatization. So what is privatization? The greater role of private capital. How? Through denationalization, disinvestment, then of course entering of the private sector into the public sector arena, and no further expansion of the existing public sector. So basically it is that, and there is a difference between privatization and denationalization. So just go through this. What is privatization? And so privatization is the process of involving the private sector in the ownership or operation of a state-owned enterprise. So what does it imply? It shows that gradual withdrawal of government ownership or management from the public sector enterprises. So it could happen in two ways. Okay, so what was that? Number one, first of all, outright sale of the government enterprises to the private entrepreneurs. Or second, withdrawal of the government ownership and management from the mixed enterprises. That means enterprises jointly owned and managed by the government and the private entrepreneurs. So what is disinvestment when you're talking about that? So what is disinvestment? It is a policy instrument to promote privatization. So disinvestment occurs when the government sells off its share capital to public sector undertakings to the private investors. And it is sort of a remedial measure to improve production and managerial efficiency, as well as to facilitate modernization. And one important thing is disinvestment is also used as a means to manage fiscal deficit by the government. And we already know that we were facing a terrible fiscal deficit. So in short, it means greater role to the private sector in nation building process and the reduced role of the public sector. Basically, privatization just means that. So privatization was a watchword in the new economic policy, and we'll continue on. We'll talk about its benefits and its demerits.